welcome to RC Copter Love. Today I wanted to make a video about doing rolls with a helicopter, but as it is sometimes, the wind is strange, the wind is coming from this direction, and rolls are only possible against the wind, for me at least, with my abilities. Flying with tailwind is very difficult, and that's the reason why I show you in this video as well some big loops. That's something I love. I was coming back to the orange canopy because it's a little bit more visible. So, but enough talking, fly. Okay. The last couple of days and weeks I'm training very much rolls. I love rolls, and I have to be honest, I am inspired by planes, by aerobics which planes are doing. They are doing perfectly fine rolls, forward rolls. They can do it only in forward flight. Helicopters are of course much different, but today, unfortunately, as very often, I have wind from my left side, so I can really do them only against the wind, because with tailwind to do rolls in forward flight is horrible, for me at least. I'm much too bad pilot, so I try the first one, and I try to get the heli fall as few as possible. So you have seen there was some falling, because you have to give negative pitch in the moment when the helicopter is upside down. And this is quite complex, to be honest. It is not as easy as it seems, at least for me, because you have to take care that you don't give accidentally rudder when you are changing the position of the collective pitch stick to negative. You have to be careful that you don't give elevator when you are starting the roll with the aileron and the cyclic. It's very easy to add some elevator, because I have very few stick tension in my controller, and I'm working on bigger loops. And more round loops. Unfortunately, at the moment I can do them also only to the left, because the wind is making it very difficult to fly big loops with tailwinds. But I do it once again. I have done already bigger ones, but also in this wind. It's not a lot of wind today, but it's wind, and tailwind for a helicopter, oh my goodness, for me this is something horrible. So once again, but you see it already when the helicopter goes up. Although I am giving a lot of positive pitch, I cannot fly against something. Normally when the wind is coming from the nose, I'm flying up against the wind. So I show it now, I'm flying up, and now I'm going relatively controlled down. But when you do it the other side around, with the wind coming from behind me, it is completely, this was a little bit bigger, but it was also, there was a lot of falling, and I'm happy that I didn't turn the RPM too much down. It was not planned this way. So this was really because there was much too few wind I could fly against. I was flying with the wind, and helicopters do fly the same like planes, not very well with the wind. So you should always land put the nose in the wind, and the same is for the start. When you have tailwind, it is always much more dangerous because you have less control. You cannot work against the wind, you have to work against the wind in your back, and this is not the nicest feeling. So I'm trying again a roll. It is not easy to do many in one following each other. For me, this costs enormous amount of concentration. It's for me much easier to make these big loops. Because it's the thing I'm doing a little bit longer, and I do once more again because I love it. I just really love it. I think it looks so great. It was not controlled flying out of the loop because I was giving too early positive selective pitch, but I tell you have to have good nerves, because I know in the back of my mind, when the heli is up so high, when it would crash, the result would be horrible. So I have this a little bit in my mind, and you have to be brave. The more high you go in the loop, the more brave you have to be, or just don't think about the consequences. And on some days it's possible. As always, I have strong changes of form. Sometimes I'm on a very good form, the next day it's worst. Please write in the comments how it is for you. Do you have the same, or are you flying every day the same? I guess, like in many things you do in life, the longer you do them, the more consistency you have in your abilities. Oh, and I see my radio tells me that it's time to land. So I'm trying now also to fly backwards to the landing place, not only tail in, the nose in, and to turn the heli around, that the nose is turning to the left, because I felt that somehow I have many weak sides on which I want to work now, so that I'm more symmetrical in my ability. That is now doing 4. Oh, that was not nice. Not standing in a good way. And then I rather want to do second trial, but now the wind is shaking it a lot around. So that was one of the worst landings ever in my whole career, but of course for the camera I do it for you, I share it with you. I hope you like this video, and if you like it, give us a like. If you like it very much, subscribe to our channel, and I thank my wife for making these videos, and see you again. RC Copter Love.